Good morning and welcome to our Hangout. This morning we're going to be talking about the Technology Showcase event that we're running next Thursday, the 13th of October. I'm Louise Triance from UK Recruiter. And I'm joined by some of our exhibitors who are going to be at the event, and Stephen O'Donnell, who will be supporting and running one of the workshop sessions. And he also gives us to time when we do the elevator pitches at the beginning of the day. So before we start chatting with some of the other people on this call, I just thought I'd give a very brief overview of what the event is. We've been running these now for a few years. They're an opportunity for recruiters to get together with technology providers to see what's out there in the market in an environment where they can interact in a number of different ways. So recruiters can come along and have casual chats, they can get demos, they can see overviews of each of the products. And we have 21 technology companies there. I am going to list them all, and I'm not going to do it too fast, just so that people can get a feel for the type of companies we've got there. About half of them are CRM type providers, and the other half are other innovative technology solutions. So we've got Bond, Bullhorn, Dynastics, Ebster, ePloy, Aspire, Firefish, First Choice with the RDB Pro product, Horrible, in Advantage, Microdeck, Northstar, and Northstar's a brand new product, Social Talent, Sourcebreaker, TempBuddy, Trisys, Troysoft, Volcanic, Westtech, XREF, and Zoho. And they really are a range of providers who offer really great solutions for recruiters in the UK. So joining us today, we've got 6 of you and Stephen. And I don't know, Stephen, do you want to take over and have a little bit of chat with some of these people?
Yeah, well, can I just say that the thing that many people who haven't attended the event are probably unaware of, and you would only know when you get there, is that the critical mass of recruitment technology companies that come together at these technology events really is quite something to behold, because it's very rare that you have such a density of technology in such a close space. Not only that, from a supplier's point of view, the caliber of recruitment companies that come along and decision makers that come along who are in the mood to buy, who are looking to shop actively now for technology products, not just keeping aware of what's on the market, but looking for solutions right now, is terrific. So in the technology events, we get a great coming together of people who are looking to do business, and it has evolved, but probably from the very start, that element was there where everyone knew this was the place to be. So it's now become a thing, a fixed element in the calendar. Every 6 months, you have to be at the UK Recruiter Technology event. So if I can start off, first of all, with Matt at Advantage, as I can see his face on the screen. Matt, what's, from your perspective, what's the pull, the draw of the UK Recruiter Tech event?
So we did our first one, I did the first one about 3 years ago that I attended. And it came down to 2 things for me, and that was the audience there, with the audience that we were targeting. They were people who were looking to make a decision in the next few months or the next fiscal year, but they had decision-making power. It did have a mix with recruiters as well, which is always good, but they were people who had expressed interest in technology within the recruitment space, and had a bit of budget to spend. So for me, that is the kind of golden triangle. You know, they're the people I'm after. But it is well attended, and I'm not sure if Louise wants me to say this live on air, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's really good ROI. So I don't need to really question the budget, because now that I've done it a few times, the ROI it just speaks for itself. So it's nice and easy for me to say, yes, we'll be attending every one. I like the format. You know, we get our 2 minutes at the beginning. I haven't got to prepare a massive slide deck or anything like that. I can just rock up, set up my my demo live to go for when we do the speed sessions. But actually, I can just do a 2 minutes elevator pitch. This is why you should see me, and then we'll just get on to the demos. So I like the setup. It's all in one place. You know, it's really so the footfall there is it's always people walking past your stand, and so it's just really well run. And I do a number of events, and so for me, this one is just, it's well run, it's well hung together, and I really enjoy it, which helps.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, without bashing other events, who said about things in different ways, the concentration of and the proximity of all these technology companies in one hall is really quite something to see. So, Francis, from your perspective, I've seen you at quite a few events. What keeps you coming back? The mute button. Can we hear you, Francis?
He's going to find
It's a
it.
little quiet.
Francis. Technology.
There you go. I love it. Love technology. There you go. Can you hear me now? Sitting in my
Yes.
car. Yeah. Well, the reason why I come back, well, I tell you, it's more probably the reason why I invite people to come back, and that's obviously from my perspective. I love working with recruitment companies, and always being, you know, ahead of the curve as far as what's out there and what's not there. And the reason why I like to invite people as future clients is because we don't do software, you know, but we like to meet other software companies and be able to say to our clients, listen, if you're thinking about changing software provider, we'll make sure that the infrastructure is working and is stable, but please come, and at least I can introduce you to the people out there that my existing clients are using, and that you can meet first hand to hand and at least see 5 or 6 of them at the same time and make your own mind up. So that from my perspective, I'm advising, but I'm not recommending one specific place. So I'm looking completely independent and always have the client's interest at heart when it comes to choosing a CRM system or any other.
Can I ask Francis?
system.
Can I ask something, Francis? Because you're not a CRM in the way that the other companies are, to what degree does that proximity help in your relations with these companies and technical hookup with these companies when it comes to integrations and so on?
Yeah, a really good question, because the thing for me is like I said, being completely independent. So a lot of times, sadly, the CRM system will have a battle with the IT support company because each one would blame the other and say, okay, something is not integrating properly, it must be your network. And the network company says, no, there's a CRM system. Where we take a complete different view. We say, okay, I'll tell you what, we'll manage your third parties for you. So we'll speak to to Bond or to Bullhorn or to Firefish or whoever. And so my technical staff would speak to their technical staff and put our hands up and say, we'll sort it out for you. So, and the CRM people really appreciate that because there's none of this blame culture.
Yeah.
So everybody wins.
Can I throw over to Saurabh? For the event next week, what are you hoping for from the tech event next week, Saurabh?
Sure. Thanks, Stephen. This is going to be my first time to be attending this event in London. Aspire has, I think, before attended this event once. But personally, for my take home from there would be to actually enhance and see more different recruiter organizations out there and showcase our capabilities, what we are successfully achieving at the moment with couple agencies. So the idea would be to showcase what we can do, how we can help them in their digital transformation, and how we can look after their business as usual services and softwares, which a lot of organizations at the moment are struggling to keep track of because there's so many and they don't know how to actually connect all of them together, how to interact them together, and how to get the best possible solution out of it. Because the main idea for Aspire right now is to actually help different recruitment organizations to enhance their candidate experience, and at the same time go to market and find the right candidate and placing them into the right spot in the minimum span of time, because time is the key. So that's where we come in and we help organizations in designing those solutions.
Fantastic. Now, if we can just pass to Adrian. Adrian, in advance of next week, are you looking forward to the speed pitch?
Yes, definitely. It's going to be really key for us. It's our first time we're exhibiting at UK Recruiter, so we're very excited to have you get up in front of everyone and hit our elevator pitch and really get our message across what we're about. And because we knew the keen to get in front of many people as possible. Looking forward to it.
Can I just, thanks Adrian, I was going to say something about the elevator pitches. What I really like about, I can't remember why we really introduced them. I think it was because delegates perhaps turn up making an assumption about the products they want to see. So maybe they come along and they think, oh, I'm looking for a new CRM, I'm going to see these 5 products. And then what I didn't want was to run an event like you go to expos where delegates or attendees are just skirting all the stands. I don't want to speak to anybody. I absolutely hate that. So we introduce these elevator pitches where each of the providers stands up, only does 2 minutes, 2-minute overview of their product. And the way in which it's really worked is it means that attendees don't have to make assumptions about who's going to be there. They don't have to go, oh, I know what that company does, I'm not interested. Or they look at a stand and think, I've no idea what they do, I'm not prepared to go over to them. And the elevator pitches work really well. But what I really love, and I hope we'll do it at this one, is about 3 events back, Stephen. Do you remember the time when we were, all the companies doing the elevator pitches were stood at the back of the room, and as they walked down to the front of the room, they were giving each other high fives on the way past?
Yeah.
It's really good fun. It looked like they were, you know, when you have the dance when people are going down the aisle for the wedding, it looked like any moment someone could break into a little bit of a routine on the way down. But even
yeah, that's going to be fun. Bond are going to do the dance.
Yeah. So if you could all do that. But even though these are companies who in some cases are directly competing with each other, I really like they've got the confidence to talk about what they do and what they do differently and not slating the competition. So those elevators pitches really work. So for those of you who've not been before, it's a really nice opportunity for you guys to showcase what you're doing and for attendees to see who's out there.
Yeah. So actually, one thing that's always evident now in the elevator pitches, and I think it probably started with Wendy at Firefish. On the tube in with Wendy was practicing her pitch in front of a tube full of people, and she was doing it out loud to the entire carriage. So when she came in, she was all fired up and she thought, right, I'm going to do this, and she really sort of blew the roof off. And in that event, the elevator pitches were relatively muted, but the next one, everyone had raised their game. Everyone had was thinking, well, hold on a second, we can't have this girl showing us up. We need to. So there's now an element of friendly rivalry or competition in the pitches where people are looking to improve each time on what they do and add in an element that makes themselves stand out and compete with each other. So when someone's up pitching, they can see their competitor in the audience, hoping either they'll fall over or looking for a chance to heckle. But they're really well organized, really well run, and people manage to squeeze a huge amount into 2 minutes about the product in a way that they wouldn't normally in a half an hour.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so I'd like to hear from Francisco, because this is your first event. I mean, what are you hoping to get out of it? What are you hoping to share?
Hello. Thank you, Louise. Well, yes, that's true. It's our first event with UK Recruiter, and what really draws us to this event is the fact that it's, as everyone has said, it's a very focused, massive event in a massive exhibition center where it's all about footfall, and often an event of anonymity because you really only get to speak for a certain limited amount of time with someone. So having the decision makers with a limited number of decision makers which are able to between themselves and share their experiences, and then also be able to receive that input from the suppliers. I believe this is really positive because it's going to be a major benefit for the clients out there to be able to network with each other fundamentally, and also to be able to request the input of the providers. And there's many providers. It's great to see new companies showing up as well, and we really look forward to being able to pitch and to present what we believe is our USPs. And everyone knows we've been around for 22 years, so there's a massive wealth of expertise and relevant deployments of CRM projects, which we are going to share information on. and being able to see the competition as well, face to face. That's invaluable. That's really invaluable, and it's all fine. We often are stuck in that universe of speaking with clients and prospects and just that.
Oh, I think we've lost you a little bit there. Sorry, Francisco. I think we slightly lost your sound. No, I can't. We caught all of that. You actually said something which I think is quite interesting, which is actually what Stephen touched on earlier with Francis, is that I think another benefit to attendees is that exhibitors do talk with each other and they do build relationships, and integrated technology has got to be good for recruiters. And if it wasn't the intention of the event at all, but if that is a side product, is that suppliers are working better with each other, then it has to benefit the recruiter too. And I do think that helps.
Absolutely.
Kevin, are you there, by the way? I can see your picture. I can't see. I can see a little blobby head. Are you there? I'm not sure we have got Kevin. Just before we move on, I was going to mention another part of the event, which is another thing you're involved in, Stephen, which is the independent experts. And I know someone else touched on that earlier. And it is really difficult for recruiters to know which direction to take and which technology to invest in, and even the questions to ask. So one of the key elements of the event has been having independent experts there. And these are people who know about the sector, who've got tons of recruitment experience or longevity in the space, and they're individuals, they're not really companies. And they're people like you, Stephen, Lisa Jones from Barclay Jones, who are an independent consultancy. We've got Cindy Davis, who is a new CRM expert, Mervyn Dinnan, Mike Taylor, who is just video, Facebook, social media stuff, and he always does a really good workshop for us, and Steve Ward, who's obviously really experienced in the social media stuff. But what people like you guys and Lisa specifically can help with is knowing the right questions to ask. So if you're turning up as a delegate and you think, well, I want to have these 20-minute speed demos, but what am I really looking for? Having people on hand who they can ask these questions to are really important. And the independent experts have badges which say I think it says I'm a UK recruiter expert, so that delegates can actually spot them and know that they are people that they can get that advice from. Oh look, you've got your badge there. Hold on. Do you wear that a lot, Steve?
Here we go. I wear it whenever I go out at night. Great
idea. Okay, so
can I say this, just to follow on to what you were saying there? Yeah, the experts in the room, when you speak with any of the suppliers, then because they're selling something, inevitably you take what they say with that sense on it that they're looking to promote their product. The independent experts all have experience of identifying, buying, implementation of these technologies, and because we've been at several of the events, we know quite a few of the suppliers and we've looked at their demos and we know the people involved. So we're often in a good place to point people in the right direction and give, if not necessarily an endorsement, a help to the decision-making process. So when someone's looking at a particular product, as you say, you don't necessarily know all the questions to ask, and if you can have a third party say, well, have you thought about this, or could you consider that, then that can really help in the process.
No, absolutely.
Lou, do you mind me mentioning the speed rounds? Because I love the speed demos. That's what works really well for us, because from a supplier's point of view, and I mean this in the nicest way, but you get a candidate that wants to talk to you for half an hour, and we are there to promote a product. And what it means is that actually that candidate also may not want to be stuck talking to you. If they go, look, I've had a look, I want to move on. What works really well is, apart from the fact that somebody gives you a whistle or a bell, that needs to be taken off you because they're crazy loud. But what works really well with those is that you get to showcase your product to a small set of people who've expressed an interest. And then after that, you moved on to another set of people. And in a short period of time, you've actually done a number of demos to a number of people. And those speed sessions, especially from a candidate point of view, or delegate's point of view, sorry, is really, really good, because they can go, look, I want to see these 5 people. And in this time, I'm going to get 5 quick demos. And I can make a choice if I want to carry things forward with them. Apart from the fact that that bell or that whistle is so loud. And I think it should be taken off you.
You not like the bell?
You enjoy it too much, I think. That's what it is. See? You enjoy it too much.
Oh my God, I shouldn't have rung that. Yeah, yeah. But do
Move
you know
on. Everyone move. Everyone move.
I know, but you're right, and thank you for mentioning that. Is I think that's I did it because I thought it was right for delegates, but I think it's right for exhibitors as well. Is that you can get stuck talking to someone for a very long time who has no intention of buying your product, who just wants advice or is going to talk about the market in general, and that's not what you're there for. You're there to have these conversations, to demo your product, and you want to do that. If you can't encapsulate what you do in 20 minutes, then I really don't know how long you'd need. And I think that attendees really like that. So when we asked them for feedback on what they thought of the day, I think that people are thinking 20-minute speed demos, it's going to be hideous. You're going to shuttle us around like cattle, and we're going to have to see products we don't want to see. And that's not at all how it works. Is the delegates choose which products they want to see. If they're stood having a coffee, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to go and see a provider every time I ring that flipping bell. But it does mean that you can get a real overview in that 20 minutes, and then you can walk away. You obviously exchange cards, but you don't have to be stuck doing a online demo which goes on and on and on. You just get it in a short form. And I think that, I mean, Francis, you've done these before, but I think actually it's only Matt and Francis who have experience of that format, isn't it?
We have experience with a lot of formats, so face-to-face, online demos, speed dating. Speed dating. We've been to a few demos in the past. We've had this experience as well. Not particularly in UK Recruiter events, but it's absolutely clear what you just said. You just hit the spot there. Online demos can go on and on and on, and they are normally on a one-to-one basis. And they are not face-to-face either. So being able to combine multiple attendees in a single session face-to-face with a focus on questions, it's definitely a big challenge, because different attendees in that dating session have different questions, and it's all about really, I believe, managing the expectations, and everyone will have different expectations. And that's what's amazing. So it's important really to take a structured approach from our experience to the questions, and just starting with one attendee and then some sort of order and balance. It's important to really make the most out of your time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Can I ask, as we're coming to wrap up soon, in advance of next week, can I ask in turn what you guys are planning for or expect from next week? Are you bringing any surprises, or do you have anything in particular that you're looking to do in the event next week?
Look out for the flag.
Look out for the flag.
Yeah, you'll see a flag. and the USB chargers. So come to my store to get some amazing Westec USB charging cables.
Cables.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Save some for us.
Ahead of what Louise said, I'm up in my game on my 2-minute elevator pitch. Last time I did make a mistake about referring data in this industry to like teenage sex, and then everyone came to speak to me about teenage sex. So moving away from that, I'm up in my game on my 2-minute elevator pitch. Gotta be the best.
I'm hoping that someone's going to do a two-minute pitch in rap. So I wonder if that's going to happen.
You don't want to hear that from me. No.
I'll do the beatboxing in the background.
If you promise that, Stephen, I'm in. If you'll beatbox, I will.
Go in and check settings.
Okay, so
Can these 2-minute pitches be videoed so that you can post them after the event?
People do ask us to do that. I don't think the acoustics in the room are brilliant for that. I have got a new film guy filming this particular event, and Stephen's always got about 15 GoPros and mini cameras and stuff like that. So, should we have a go, Stephen?
Yeah, I'll bring a GoPro. I'll stick it on and see what we can record. Sometimes the audio can be a little bit out, but it depends on the acoustics of the room. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, we interrupted you. You were going through everyone, getting their thoughts.
Yeah. How about Adrian? Is
Adrian's gone.
Adrian's gone.
No, he's gone.
Okay, so Rob, what about yourself next week? What do you have in store for us?
So I was trying to find the mute button off.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we're really looking forward to actually bring in some good information around what we are actually doing. Other than that, maybe some USBs and some USB chargers, things like that. I think I'm still deciding what to bring for you guys. So let's see what we come up with.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Is Adrian back? Adrian.
Hi, yeah, I'm back. Sorry, technical issues there.
We're just talking about. Sorry, Tim.
I'm just going to say, what do you have in store for us next week? What are you planning? Anything that's going to surprise in your pitch or in your demos? Have you got new tech or a new message?
Yeah, certainly. Well, we can integrate with all the CRM companies out there, so we're really excited to have the opportunity to talk to everyone that's going to join us. But yeah, we will be really showing our dashboard and our technology, talking about how we help companies find revenue from things like backdoor hires, and also how they can track their candidates and the hiring managers from organisation to organisation. So we're delivering really warm and timely leads, so consultants can do what they're really great at. That's kind of networking and gaining value from perhaps those candidates they've worked with in the past, and then moving to companies. So yeah, we're really keen. We've got some really exciting new technology, and really happy to talk to as many people as possible and share the message.
Fantastic.
Great. I think you just someone slightly touched on the goodie bags that we have at the events. And again, they weren't really meant to be a main feature, but they go down so well that we get always people trying to snuffle up more than one. So we got bags again this time, and they have things in them. They have the absolutely fabulous Firefish suites, which everyone loves. Like you said, Francis, your USB charger cables, notepads, pens. There were Costa vouchers in the last ones. I'm really hoping we'll have those again. And I know it's not about the swag, but people do like to take home a little something to remind them of the event. So, yeah. Oh, what's Francis doing in the back of his car? Is he?
I think he's fishing around for USB.
Yeah, he has them. He's got an entire bag of them.
I keep them to hand, you see. No.
Yeah, do you know, they're really handy.
That's great. Right.
I think all the different chargers, people love them. But it's also an IQ test to see if they can open and close them.
Yeah, I like that. No, so we'll have those, and I will have a charging point in reception.
Brilliant.
Let's go crazy. They can't charge their phones.
Good. So I'm ready for you. I'm ready.
Yeah. We all ready?
Ready, yeah.
All right, great. Well, thank you ever so much, everyone. Thank you, Stephen, for joining in and getting everyone's thoughts. I'll see you guys all next Thursday. This time next Thursday, we'll be well underway. Coffee, cakes, lots of conversation. If anyone's got any questions about the event, they can email me or call me. If they want to have a chat about this attendees, why they might want to come. And hopefully see you all next week. Thank you very much.
Sure. Thanks.